why steroids won't get you in shape. Okay, that's something I just want to explain to some people who think that all you have to do is pop a couple pills, or shoot some oil into your ass, and all of a sudden you're just going to get in awesome shape. And the reason I'm saying this is I did a video about Larry Scott's bulking diet a while ago, okay, and I got a couple comments, but one of them just stays in my head where the guy's like, I just want you to understand that he was on steroids and diet has nothing to do with it. That's why he got so big, just because of the steroids. Okay. A lot of people believe that the people on steroids shoot up, take a few pills, whatever, and then they sit on their sofa and eat ho-hos and eat donuts and play on Netflix and Facebook all day. And that's all they do. And that's why they're ripped. Okay? The fact of the matter is, if you're not in shape without steroids, you're not going to get in shape with steroids, okay? If you don't use steroids, I don't care how bad your genetics are. If you don't use steroids, okay, and you work out and you diet consistently, you're going to get in shape, period, end of story. Don't tell me it's not true, because I guarantee you. Well, I eat so healthy, bullshit. If I put you in a jail cell where you eat everything I tell you to eat, you eat nothing I tell you not to eat, you work out when I tell you to work out, and I've got a camera on you 24 hours a day to make sure that you stick to the diet and the workout plan, you will get in shape. Now, you might not get in as good shape as somebody else who has better genetics. You might not get in as good shape as somebody who takes steroids and works out, but yes, you will get in better shape than 90% of the human population, period, end of story. We're not even going to discuss this, okay, if you work out and diet on a consistent basis. Now, what am I trying to say here? It's not just steroids that get people in shape. If you took a guy, okay, who takes steroids and works out and is in awesome shape and took the steroids away, he wouldn't be half as big as he is, but he would still be ripped and he would still be big. If you took somebody who sits on his ass all day and eats ho-hos and donuts and plays with Netflix and plays with Facebook and never works out, and you shot that guy up with the best, most expensive, state-of-the-art steroids on the face of the universe, he would still be a big, disgusting fat ass sitting on his sofa eating ho-hos and donuts and playing Netflix and playing Facebook and doing nothing with his life. Okay? Yes, steroids do help. Okay? That's nobody's saying anything against that. But the fact of the matter is, the same, you still need to work out. Diet does matter. Okay? I mean, could you use a diet exactly the same diet as somebody, or the same exact workout as somebody who's on steroids? In the 60s with Larry Scott, they were taking, what, a couple D-ball pills a day? Okay, if that. I mean, I remember there was a very famous conversation I heard about years ago when people first started talking about steroids in bodybuilding magazines, and they said there was like a conversation in a gym, and I think Larry Scott was one of them. It was back in the 60s, and they're like, they were all taking like one D-ball a day or a week, or I don't know what, very, very minuscule amounts, and they're like, well, what if we increase this? But oh my God, it might kill us. So like in the gym, like half of them decided to continue taking what they were taking, and the other half decided to slightly up their dosage of D-ball and, see what happened and the results and how healthy the ones were that increased their, their intake. And that's like, so like somebody like that, yeah, you could learn a hell of a lot from his diet and his workouts. He's barely taking anything. It helped him, but it didn't create him, okay? These days, when people are shooting up so much insulin, and yes, insulin, first of all, to survive shooting up insulin, you need to take a lot of sugar. Second, to get the results of shooting up a lot of insulin, the results you're looking for in terms of building muscle, getting anabolic, you need to take in a lot of carbohydrates, okay, a lot of sugar. So, no, it doesn't make sense to go one-to-one exactly, one-to-one ratio, exactly what these people are eating that they're not telling you about, like eating 10 candy bars in a row because you shot up a bunch of insulin. Yeah, that might not make sense. But like I said, somebody who does a light amount of steroids, somebody who, from the 60s did a light amount of steroids, yeah, you could learn from their diet and from their training. And no, it's not, diet has nothing to do with it. That makes no sense whatsoever. You cannot shoot steroids, swallow fucking tablets, whatever you want to do, and not work out and not diet, okay? Your diet needs to be perfect. even if you're on steroids, especially if you're on steroids. If you're on steroids and you do not diet properly and you do not work out properly, you're not going to get the full results of steroids. And I've said this before, I've known a lot of guys that were on steroids that looked absolutely positively terrible. They looked worse than the average person because they barely ate, barely slept, you know, and they didn't work out consistently. But they took steroids because they had money, and hey, guess what? It didn't help them at all compared to somebody who doesn't take steroids but works out and diets consistently. Okay? And like I said, the same thing with other guys. I mean, how many people do you know? I mean, I've met a lot of women. You know, I had a lot of girlfriends who were like, hey, my ex-boyfriend, my ex-husband, whatever, was on steroids. Wow, how come he looks terrible in every picture I see of him? Well, you know, he also smoked weed, so he would eat constantly. When he wasn't taking steroids, when he cycled off, he wouldn't work out at all, and he'd eat. All he'd do is just smoke weed and eat and drink and smoke cigarettes. Hey, that's great, you know, because, hey, diet has nothing to do with it, right? All it is steroids. Bullshit. You know, like I said, the fact of the matter is, steroids will help you. Yes, they will. But if you're not willing to put in the work and be disciplined in your diet, with or without steroids, you're going to be a big, disgusting fat ass for the rest of your life. I don't care what kind of drugs you take.